Hello, this is Doug from digitalcurrencytraders.com. Today is September 26, 2017, and I'm going to take a look at a phenomenon that I've noticed in about 6 different markets on Poloniex, where prices have crashed down in a mega quick dive and then they've recovered back up and the markets are starting to surge. So we've done a couple different reviews the last while where we are looking for things that are showing us a 4 pattern criteria over a real long term to see which ones might be in a bottom formation and good to invest in. And then we got more detailed by looking at the exponential moving averages and how those might cross over to give us confirmation of our bottom formations and when is a good time to enter a market or to add on to your position. So this video is a little shorter and it's going to focus on markets that are doing a very specific panic dump move, and we'll take a look at one of those right now. The first market that we'll look at here is game credits, which I was not watching for a breakout on. In fact, I was pretty expecting it to go sideways for a lot longer time, and it may still. But it's one of these markets that I want to look at today that did a big skewer downwards. And I want to pay attention that this happened on the 15th of September. The next one I want to call attention to here is Factom. And the price of this one really screamed down on this move. And it was on the 21st or near the 22nd of September. And here we have Syscoin that did a big skewer downwards here later on the 22nd, almost the 23rd of September. And here we have the price chart for NEOS, and on the 24th of September, it made a big skewer downward, and it still hasn't really recovered from that. It hasn't come back up, and it's just sort of floating along here. Another example in our list here shows a price skewer down here on the 21st of September, and prices have rallied a little bit from there, but haven't broke above recent highs. The 15th of September saw a skewer down here in flow as well, but not as significant as the other markets. And here we're looking at GRC, Gridcoin Research. It had a skewer down in prices on about the 15th of September as well, when there was that big panic in many of the markets. Some of them took a real move down, but it has recovered and now making a potential 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. So I want to review what happens after this kind of skewer at this time overall in the markets. This doesn't always happen. A big skewer like this often means the markets are going to be going down very much more. For example, if we look at the prices of Dogecoin in the history, as it was making this top formation, it looked like it was staging maybe to go higher. There were some huge skewers down here, and then the price followed down to those levels and below. So the idea here is to map out what's going on with these other markets that have just made a skewer down while they're at very low prices. And the thinking is that it might show a psychological moment in the market where utter panic has already happened, and it may be the turn in the market and the prices are going to be going back up from here. Another coin that really matches that criteria here on the 15th is Litecoin. It took a real dive down. In the 1 month chart, it's pretty significant, but it didn't breach the lows that were there in the 3 month chart, pretty much just going sideways up and down here. And another really good example here is MaidSafe coin really took a dive down on the 13th. It was the first one of the bunch to be really taking this big skewer down. So we saw some here on the 13th, a whole bunch of them on the 15th. Then we saw a range of them on the 21st, 22nd, 23rd. And now we're watching to see what is going on with these markets. Are they going to continue sailing down from here? Or is that the demoralization that we just saw and markets are going to be going up from here? StorageX is another one that had a big move down on the 15th, but as I'm going through chart after chart after chart, many of them are showing that lowest price on the 15th of September. Some of them are showing the lowest price here on the 22nd, 23rd of September as these kind of big spikes are coming in. And we'll see now if this is a stage before a bigger move down, or is this finally the demoralization complete and we're going to see a turnaround in the markets. Let's continue on here. And yet another example, I thought there were 5 or 6 examples. There are many more. Here's another one of a big skewer down on the 15th, and prices have sort of stabilized and making almost a bottom formation. And the exponential moving averages are getting prepared to cross over each other here in the 1 month view. XEM was another coin that really took some massive volatility here on the 15th, just before the 15th of September. So MaidSafe coin appeared to be the first one that crashed like this on the 13th, but the XEM coin really was volatile. Now it's stabled out and maybe perhaps going to go up. And finally, one example that is sort of really against the trend is that from the 13th to the 15th of September, XVC coin was really going through a strong surge. Now it's settled back, and who knows what's coming next in this market. Very interesting to see all these markets all lining up, and just a video to journal the fact that all of these markets are making such a big skewer down at the same time. You know, one thing before I finish up here that I did not look at was the actual price of Bitcoin. And here we have it. There's the September 15th crash. Many of the coins bottomed at this very same time. They are all making a bottom formation at this time that Bitcoin is just staging or making a top formation. So then it really could be that the altcoins have hit their bottom, as has Bitcoin, and they are all going to go up from here, which is my wanting for certain. But I can't stop seeing this top formation here, and that I really do expect it to come back and reach the 2500 level, at least in a move down that is something like this, and then we go back up past the $5,000 range. But I don't think we're done the volatility yet here. But really interesting to zoom in and see that the September 15th huge skewer down was the same day that Bitcoin made its big plummet. Very interesting, and it completely rebounded after that, but most everything else, those few markets that went down that day, rebounded much the same too. Interesting. So thanks for tuning in and watching this video, just to document which markets made the big crash down, the big skewer price down, to see, is this a stage that's going to take us further down? And it really could be, I don't know. Or is this the bottom? And is that complete demoralization finally finished, and that we are seeing 1, 2, 3 bottom formations shaping up all over the place? What I'm going to do next is go through our massive spreadsheet again, and I'm going to do 2 things. I'm going to go through the charts with this setup and look at it in the 1 month view to see, are we seeing a crossover in the market? And then I want to see the 3 month view to confirm, are we seeing a crossover in those exponential moving averages? And which markets are showing us the crossover in the 1 month, but not yet the crossover in the 3 month? So I want to categorize those so that we can see yellow alerts and green alerts in all of these markets at this time. And then after all of those studies are done, I'm going to take that study and I'm going to do another study using Bollinger Bands. And by comparing how all of these indicators are working at the same time that we're doing the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, we can make some inferences about how those are going to help us predict things in the future. So I'll keep doing those maps of the bottom formations and the top formations, the crossovers of the exponential moving averages, And we'll add in the Bollinger Bands as another study template to use in your tools that you can decide which one feels best for you, which time frame is best for your trading, and hopefully it'll help you create some of these spreadsheets for your own self. Thanks again, and good luck in all of your trading.